Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Craig Peters. I play in Deeds of Flesh as well as my solo project Destroying the Devoid, and I'm also an Ormsby artist. So in today's video we're going to be checking out the RC1, which is the Rusty Cooley signature model. We'll be playing through some different examples in clean tones, rhythm tones, lead tones, as well as talking about all the different specs. So with the RC1, it comes in 6 and 7 string versions, as well as 4 different colors that you can choose from. This one happens to be the orange marbleizer, and it also comes with a blue marbleizer finish, as well as a purple and black flame maple top. So this guitar has a mahogany body and a 45mm body thickness. The scale length on this guitar is 25.5 with a 26.25 up top, and this is perfect for if you want to maintain that really easy feel for leads, but really maintaining that tension for rhythm playing, because you always want to have a good enough amount of tension up top for when you're playing rhythms. You don't want it to be floppy around, so with this multi-scale option, it really makes that possible. For the RC1, it's got a 5-piece wenge and maple neck and has carbon fiber reinforced rods. So if you do any types of traveling and touring and you want to keep your guitar in tip-top shape and never have to worry about it being tarnished by the weather, or if you live in any kind of conditions where weather is a factor, carbon fiber reinforced rods in your neck is the way to go. The neck dimensions in this guitar are 19mm with a constant D shape, and for any of you that like really fast playing necks and just like a really slim feel without being too thin, this is perfect for that. This guitar also has an ebony fretboard with a partial scallop from the 12th fret to the 27th fret. That's right, I said 27 frets. When Rusty designed this guitar, he wanted it to have no limitations. So especially with the cutout right here, you really get extreme access to all the frets. And one of the things I really love about this guitar is I've never had such access to every single fret. It's really crazy with the way that Perry and Rusty designed it, because when you're doing those wide stretches, you can get down here and normally you would have the top part of your wrist or your hand butt up against the bottom horn. But since this guitar is scooped out right here, it really gives you easy access to where if you're down here on the 24th fret, you can play up here and even past it to the 27th fret, which is pretty wild. And for all you lead players out there that like to play with a lot of vibrato, having that partially scalloped fretboard from the 12th to the 27th is really cool, because when you're doing vibrato, you have that scallop naturally fit your fingers, so it makes playing vibrato really smooth and really effortless. So for any of you guitarists out there that like to play live and do touring gigs, one of the things you'll really like about this guitar is that it's got glowing side dots as well as face markers. So if you're ever in a situation where it's just dark, you can't see your fretboard, you're covered there. So the last thing I want to touch on in regards to the neck is the stainless steel jumbo frets, and these are great. I just really love the feel of them. Ever since I started using stainless steel jumbo frets, I really feel like I can't go back. So it's a really great addition, especially in combination with the partial scallops up top. So for the bridge on this guitar, it's got a Floyd Rose Pro. So for any of you that like to do the crazy, all that fun stuff, Rusty picked this bridge because it also is super flat. So when it comes to playing, you don't ever have the bridge getting in the way of your right hand. So it just feels super smooth, almost like you're not even using a Floyd Rose. So it's very comfortable for me, because I've used most of the time guitars that don't have a Floyd. So this is probably the best version I've ever had on the guitar, especially because it's out of the way. When you're picking, it's not in the way of your right hand, so that's great. So for the locking nut on this guitar, it's an Ormsby Custom, because normally when you see traditional locking nuts for Floyd Rose guitars, it doesn't quite work with this because it's a multi-scale. So Perry designed this to really work with the multi-scale design, and it's pretty genius. And honestly, I feel like I prefer this more to any other locking nut systems that I've ever used. So this guitar has a single volume knob, which I prefer, as I've never really been a tone knob user. Most of the time it's just another knob that kind of gets in the way, or you have to make sure you have it up before you're recording or doing any kind of live playing. So I prefer the single volume knob. It has a 3-way blade style selector switch as well as a momentary kill switch. So the kill switch is cool if, let's say, you're in a live situation where your guitar's feedbacking a lot. You can use that to just kind of kill the signal, or you can use it in your music if you're doing some kind of, if you want to do some kind of interesting rhythm type stuff with the kill switch, you have that. So it's definitely a fun feature to have, and could be cool and useful if you need it. So for the pickups that come with the 7-string version of the RC1, you have an EMG 85 in the bridge and an EMG 707 in the neck. Right now I currently have Fishman Fluence Moderns as they fit my style a little bit better. Nothing against EMGs, they sound great, but I just recently swapped these out, so it might look a little different than what you normally see on the website. So for the finish of this guitar, it's got a gloss body and headstock face, and it also has a satin neck, which feels really nice and super smooth. So if you do pick up an RC1, some of the extra things that you will get is a hard shell case, a certification of authenticity signed by Perry and Rusty, as well as all the other hardware and necessities that you'll need for doing any types of adjustments on your guitar. So for all these examples, I'm going to be using my Kemper Profiler, and right now this is on a rhythm patch. It's a 5153 model, so let's go ahead and check it out a little bit. Now let's go ahead and play a little bit using a lead tone. These guitars were available for pre-order when first announced, but additional stock will be added to the Ormsby website as well as select dealers worldwide until sold out. So if you'd like to learn more about the RC1 or any of the other Ormsby models that are available on the website, make sure to click the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you later.